Hey there, food family. It's your Oklahoma food dude. You know, it's the holiday season, and I think about my family all the time. And actually, today I'm thinking about my mom and her Sunday roast. So today I'm going to cook that Sunday roast with a holiday twist, Oklahoma food dude style. You know, food family, Sunday morning at our house was all about mom getting up early and putting a pot roast on so that when we got home from church, we would have something to eat, and it was almost always a Sunday pot roast. So today, that's the pot roast that I'm gonna cook. I'm gonna cook because I can't choose between pork and beef. I'm gonna choose beef and pork, a small, about a 3.5, 3 pound roast. We're gonna cook both of those together. We're gonna start out by seasoning this, and there are all kinds of ways to season it. It depends on what your tastes are like, but one of the things that you've got to do is when you pull that roast out, you have got to get it dried off with paper towels because it will not sear up if you do not have dry meat for the sear to occur on. So I'm using today a garlic pepper, and I'm also using a Montreal steak sauce because it's got great flavors. Both of those are pretty common seasoning. And then the liquid that we're going to cook this in, we're going to do it in a holiday apple cider. What we want to do is try to sear this basically on all four sides so you got that sear to hold those juices into the roast. We're going to be sure that we get a good sear on all the sides. The sear is when the meat turns white or a different color and you get the browning effect that's beginning to occur there. It's going to take a really hot skillet. I put just a little bit of vegetable oil in it. It lubricates it so it'll slide around in the pan, but you don't want to fry it. See that brown sear that's beginning? That's just almost perfect. So what we're going to do is take the crock pot. We're going to prepare a bed of sliced onions. I'm using about 3 or 4 medium-sized onions. We're just going to make sort of a bed of onions for this to rest on in the bottom of the crock pot. Once we've got that bed of onions in there, we're going to add just a little bit of olive oil, just to help get these things to soften a little bit. And then we're going to place our meat right on top of those onions. This might be a little bit of a tight fit because we've got the 2 big pieces of meat, but we'll get them down in there. We're going to put 1 large can of petite cut tomatoes. Now, here's where you could vary quite a bit. Tomatoes was used. My mother also used mushroom onion soup mix on top of it. It gives a great flavor to it. We're going to do the tomatoes today. We're going to place some rosemary on top of that. And we're going to put just a starting amount of apple cider to the bottom of it. Probably a couple of cups there, just to get it started and get it going. We're going to put it on high. This is probably going to take 4 or 5 hours for it to be finished, but this is going to be a holiday version with the apple cider of my mom's Oklahoma Sunday morning pot roast. Hey, food family, it's been about 5 hours cooking it on high in the crock pot. About an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, I added carrots. I took potatoes and put them in quarters in there. We've got those. I added mushrooms, celery, and cranberries. It's got that holiday flair, so let's see what we can get now. We're going to try to pull the potatoes out. Carrots. The cranberries don't give it a lot of flavor, but they give them that festive look to it. It's got a little bit of the flavor to it, but I did it more for the festive look around the roast. And again, just to recap, we did this and we used a can of petite cut tomatoes, and then we also used about 2 cups of apple cider for the juices to get started on this. So we've got a really rich broth. And then on the bottom, we did tons of onions sliced up in onion rings. Let's move this. Let's try to pull our meat out. We're going to start by pulling out this pork roast, and I'm telling you, it is so tender, it is falling apart in my tongs. Look at that. Oh man. Good looking roast. It's just coming apart and shredding the way a roast should be. It's super, super tender. Now let's see if we can get some of this beef out. Again, the beef roast has pulled apart also. It is super tender. And I bet with that apple cider in there, it's going to be really, really flavorful. You will need to check about midway through here and see if you need to add salt. The Montreal steak sauce that I used has some salt in it, but I did end up adding just a little bit more of my Maldon flake salt. Let's bring this back over and see if we can get a few more of the vegetables out here. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a lot of these veggies out of here, and then we're going to take and pull the liquid out and make some au jus and then some gravy on top of that. Now, if there's little pieces of rosemary, you can just pull those out. All right, and here you see in the pot, we've got beautiful au jus. We're going to take and filter that out, and then we will thicken that with a little bit of cornstarch paste. Make a nice, comfortable gravy for this that's pretty thick, and that can go right over the beef or the pork, or if you like just the au jus to dip it in, you can cut that up that way also. I hope that you try this and enjoy this. Do it any time of the week. It's not necessarily just for Sunday anymore. Hey there, food family. Well, the roast is done. We've got it plated, and it's the holidays. And of course, I'm thinking of my family, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my brother, my sister. This was our typical Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon meal that we had after church. Today I've cooked a pork roast. Look at that, just falling apart. A beef roast, that is the same way. It's so tender, it was hard to even get it out of the crock pot. And our potatoes are tender, tender, tender. Same thing with the carrots. We've got this great au jus that we're going to turn into a gravy for it. We've got the onions, the cranberries, and the mushrooms from here that you can garnish on top of that. This is an amazing meal, really not just for the holidays, but any time of the year. Cook it for your family to say, I love you. And let's be thankful for the holidays and remember our parents and the people before us that gave us these great traditions. I'm the Oklahoma Food Dude, wishing you and your family a very Merry Christmas. Be sure to join us next time when we bring you more of that Oklahoma soul.